What is that, bro?
Okay, something's going on. Something's going on.
Have you ever wondered how you would react if a UFO appeared right in front of you? In Pennsylvania, people saw a strange object drop something from the sky that no one could explain. For years, sightings like this have been reported in places where no aircraft should be flying. Some show silent crafts hovering without engines, while others move faster than anything we can build. Witnesses often describe lights that change shape, shadows that appear out of nowhere, and objects that vanish the moment someone pulls out a camera. Governments give short answers, pilots stay quiet, and experts argue over what's real and what isn't. Stay tuned as we uncover the most shocking UFO sightings ever recorded. In December 2020, an extraordinary and unsettling phenomenon was observed in the quiet, snow-covered landscape of Pennsylvania. Witnesses reported a massive, unidentified flying object emerging through a dense layer of winter fog above a small church, creating a scene that felt both surreal and otherworldly. The object's size was the first thing that stunned observers. It appeared far larger than any known aircraft, silently hanging in the cold night air with an intimidating presence. The fog that night was unusually thick, rolling like waves around the church steeple. As the haze shifted, a dark, perfectly smooth shape became visible, revealing the unmistakable outline of a structured, intelligent craft. No sound was reported. No lights blinked. Instead, the UFO seemed to absorb the surrounding light, giving it a ghost-like silhouette against the gloomy sky. Its stillness made the moment even more unsettling. An object so immense should not have been able to hover with such stability. Locals described a powerful sense of being watched, as if the craft was observing the ground below with deliberate intent. Some said the fog itself appeared to react to its presence, swirling and thinning around its base, almost as though the object emitted a field or energy that disturbed the air. The UFO remained visible long enough to leave a lasting impression, then slowly drifted back into the fog, vanishing as mysteriously as it had appeared. To this day, the strange encounter stands as one of the most haunting and enigmatic UFO observations tied to that cold Christmas Eve in Pennsylvania. Strange objects.
Drone? Yeah. That's a big old drone. Gotta be 5 foot big, right?
One quiet evening, locals spotted two strange glowing objects above their town. One of them shifted shapes in midair, sometimes resembling animals, even appearing for a moment like a cat outlined in light.
Can you see with the camera? What is it? Is it like a cat with flashing eyes or something?
People raised their cameras in shock as the craft moved fluidly. The second object stayed perfectly still, hovering above as if watching. Authorities later dismissed the sightings as drones, but the sudden events across the area made residents skeptical. Many believe they saw something intelligent, something capable of manipulating forms far beyond human technology.
What is an animal? Looks like a mountain lion.
Restricted encounter. Martin Leo, once a military official, was near a restricted area close to Area 51 when he recorded something he couldn't explain. On a distant hill, a small facility glowed in the moonlight. Just above it, a massive triangular craft floated in place without a sound. Two dark figures appeared nearby, watching closely as the craft sent a blue beam straight to the ground. A glowing sphere began rising from beneath it, shortly after. Martin kept filming until the triangular craft disappeared in an instant. To this day, no one knows what that beam drew from the Earth that night. Triple flight. In Mexico, a driver pulled over in 2024 when he spotted 3 huge saucer-shaped crafts moving across the night sky. Each one spun slowly, giving off a faint metallic glow. Other cars stopped as more people began recording. The 3 crafts stayed in perfect alignment while drifting in near silence before disappearing into thick clouds. Witnesses couldn't agree on what they had seen: drones, illusions, or something else entirely. But the entire city spent that night asking the same uneasy question: who or what was flying above them? Sky chase.
What is this, bro? What is this?
Louis, flying his private jet toward a small island in 2025, noticed something strange through the window. 2 glowing spheres were slicing across the sky at incredible speed. He assumed they were planes until he spotted 2 F-22 jets chasing them. The glowing objects moved in ways no aircraft could match, shifting direction so fast the jets couldn't keep up. Shocked, Louis began recording, but the glowing shapes vanished within seconds, leaving only the fighter jets cutting through the clouds. It looked like a silent pursuit happening in plain sight, one that ended before anyone could tell who was being chased.
Yo, that's like a... What is that, bro?
Night visitor.
Two-Piece, it's a UFO for real! What's a UFO, bitch?
In South Africa, a family ran outside after hearing a low humming sound overhead. What they saw left them frozen. A round, glowing craft hovered above their yard, shining a bright beam of light across the ground. They filmed quickly, convinced it wasn't a helicopter or drone. The object lingered for a short moment, rotating slowly before drifting into the darkness. Several locals later claimed they had seen the same craft scanning nearby fields for days. No one knows what it was searching for or why it returned, but everyone agreed it wasn't just a random light. Garage encounter.
C'est quoi ce truc?
In a quiet French town, people gathered outside an empty garage after it mysteriously caught fire. Above the rising smoke, a white capsule-shaped object hovered, moving sharply from side to side. It looked similar to the well-known Tic Tac UFO. Witnesses said it shifted direction twice in the same pattern described by Navy pilot Dave Fravor.
The Tic Tac's still pointing north-south. It goes and just turns abruptly and starts mirroring me. So as I'm coming down, it starts coming up.
Just as someone tried to capture it clearly, the recording cut off. The next frame only showed smoke drifting upward. Many locals claimed the object appeared moments before the fire started, leaving them wondering if the events were connected.
C'est quoi l'histoire? Ben regarde là-haut. Oh.
Unknown fleet. A hiker on a remote island pointed his camera toward the ocean to record the scenery. Instead, something completely unexpected appeared in the frame. From the peak of the nearby island, several crafts began rising one by one, moving straight upward in a perfect line. Each object followed the exact same path without making a sound. The man's voice shook as he realized they were all emerging from the same place. Some believe it could be a hidden base. Others think it's a sign of something far larger happening beneath the surface. Antarctica base. For years, most claims about UFOs focused on forests, deserts, or volcanic areas. This time, the attention shifted to Antarctica. A leaked military recording showed hundreds of glowing objects moving together above the ice. Their coordinated flight looked too controlled to be accidental. Many viewers believed this wasn't just a sighting but a planned gathering. Some even suggested there might be an alien base hidden under the frozen ground. seeing that many unknown crafts moving as one raised concern everywhere. If the footage was authentic, something significant could already be happening beneath those glaciers. Diamond Craft.
Rabo, pipa não estabiliza assim, rabo. What the f***?
On May 19th, 2025, over Chapada dos Veadeiros in Brazil, witnesses captured a strange object floating high above the open sky. At first, it looked like a drifting kite, but when zoomed in, it revealed a flawless diamond-shaped craft, matte black, with sharp edges catching the sunlight. It stayed completely still, showing no engines, propellers, or sound of any kind. Locals described it as steady and controlled, almost as if it was observing from above. Many believe it might be evidence of a craft built with technology far beyond anything we currently have. Lined in blue, several glowing blue lights were seen moving across the sky in a perfect sequence, staying close together as they shifted through the air. Some people thought they were drones or satellites, but the colors kept changing from soft blue to green and back again. The lights formed smooth patterns that looked too precise to be accidental. People on the ground recorded the scene, puzzled by how steady and quiet it was. Some compared it to a movie effect, except it was happening in real life. If these lights weren't man-made, then someone, or something, might have been watching from above. Cigar object. Off the coast of San Diego, witnesses reported seeing a massive cigar-shaped craft emerging from behind the clouds. It hung in the sky for several moments, long enough for multiple people to capture it on camera. Shortly after, military aircraft appeared, circling the area, but the object didn't react. It hovered silently before gradually fading back into the clouds. The footage went viral, sparking theories ranging from secret advanced technology to something not of this world. Whatever it was, it reminded viewers that the skies above the ocean still hold secrets, and maybe some were never meant to be seen so clearly. Identified drone.
That red drone is someone's drone, like someone here putting it up, like police or something like that. And the one above it is the unidentified drones.
In New Jersey, a woman stepped outside after hearing a buzzing overhead. She saw two glowing drones, one red, one white, moving in unusual patterns. She initially thought it was a police drone, but then the red one aimed a beam directly at the white one, almost as if scanning it. Seconds later, the white craft froze mid-air, then shot straight up and vanished into the clouds. The woman's trembling voice captured the moment, and the clip continues to puzzle viewers, suggesting this was no ordinary drone encounter.
Okay, something's going on. Something's going on.
Hidden drop. In Spain, a man exploring an abandoned area noticed an unusual object gliding across the sky. He began filming as the craft hovered silently. Its shape didn't resemble any plane or drone he had ever seen. Suddenly, it released a smaller glowing object that shot upward before the main craft drifted down behind the hills. When he zoomed in, the larger object had already vanished. The brief footage left viewers divided. Some suggested secret military tests, while others argued it was something beyond human creation. Its movements seemed deliberate, almost as if it knew it was being watched. Silent formation. A couple working on their small farm stopped what they were doing when a sudden shadow swept over the field. Above them, a huge dark craft hovered silently, surrounded by a perfect ring of smaller glowing orbs. The lights traveled together in perfect rhythm, almost as if they were guarding the larger craft. The entire group glided smoothly, disturbing nothing around them except faint ripples in the clouds. The couple filmed quietly, barely able to speak. There were no engine sounds and no wind, just that controlled, silent motion. When the formation finally moved off, it didn't look like they flew away. It looked like they faded out of the sky. Roswell pod.
That back in 1947, a team of archaeologists from Western Texas Tech came upon this pod, this egg-shaped craft about the size of a Volkswagen Beetle.
In 1947, a team from Western Texas Tech made a striking discovery: a smooth, egg-shaped craft about the size of a Volkswagen Beetle. The find occurred near the same area tied to the Roswell incident. Witnesses reported the object looked polished, with no visible seams or openings. Some also claimed to have seen strange remains nearby, though nothing could be identified. After decades of silence, many now believe this might be the actual crash site of the original UFO. Researchers and enthusiasts have flocked to the area, calling it the biggest breakthrough in the Roswell mystery to date. Fiery shape.
What the Dada! Dada!
From his balcony in Russia, a man noticed a glowing object deep within the clouds. It wasn't round or orb-like, but a shape unlike anything he'd seen before. Zooming in, he saw a bright red rhombus pulsing with what appeared to be fire beneath its surface. It hovered motionless, almost as if observing him. Then, as if aware it was being recorded, the glow dimmed and the shape slowly disappeared into the mist. Unlike typical UFO sightings, this one left viewers questioning whether it was a craft at all, or something entirely different. Vanishing cone. In a small town, people noticed a dark, cone-shaped object hovering high in the sky. It slowly rotated like a spinning top before beginning to descend. The video spread quickly, prompting local authorities to investigate. But by the time officers arrived, the craft had vanished completely. There was no crash, no debris, no sound. Some speculate it landed nearby, while others think it disappeared mid-air. Whatever happened, the footage remains one of the most mysterious aerial events ever captured. Church saucer. A video from New York stunned viewers when a saucer-shaped craft was seen gliding over a church in broad daylight. Its silver body reflected sunlight as it hovered for a moment before drifting away. The classic UFO shape was unmistakable. Locals were shocked by how casually it moved, almost as if these objects had always been among us. Online theories ranged from secret experiments to quiet visits. Authorities provided no explanation, making the footage feel even more real and unsettling. Glowing orbs. In the U.S., a driver filmed 3 glowing orbs drifting above a highway. They moved in perfect sync, forming a clear triangular pattern. Some suggested they were separate crafts, while others argued it was a single object with lights at each corner. Their movements didn't match any known aircraft. Within seconds, the orbs vanished behind clouds, leaving only confusion. Online debates erupted, with one thought standing out. These weren't random appearances, but quiet visits hinting at something larger. Captured craft. During a road trip, a family filmed a massive saucer-shaped craft being transported on a flatbed truck, escorted by multiple police vehicles. The video went viral, and viewers were convinced the authorities had finally secured a UFO. The object's size and design didn't match any known aircraft. No officials released a statement, which only fueled speculation. Was it a secret military retrieval or a guarded experimental project? Whatever it was, the clip suggested something extraordinary was moved in secrecy. Desert triangle. While exploring a remote desert, a family recorded 3 glowing orbs hovering in a perfect triangle above the sand. The lights were silent and steady, forming an exact pattern. One by one, they gradually faded, until they vanished into the clouds as if they had never been there. Many online consider this one of the clearest examples of cloaking caught on camera. Some believe it was secret military tech, while others think it was something far beyond human understanding. Peru pod. A video from Peru showed a pod-shaped craft hovering quietly in the sky. At one point, the top of the object opened, and a smaller form shot upward before disappearing. The movement was precise and smooth, ruling out ordinary drones or aircraft. There was no sound, no visible propulsion, and no light trail. Experts reviewing the footage called it one of the cleanest captures of advanced aerial technology in years. Yet no explanation followed, adding another unexplained case to Peru's long history of strange sky encounters. Navy encounter.
For the first time, radar images recorded inside a Navy ship have confirmed the presence of several unknown objects that swarmed around the ship for hours.
In 2019, off the coast of San Diego, the crew of the USS Omaha captured radar images showing several glowing spheres moving around their ship. Initially, they assumed drones were responsible. But the radar data told a different story. No wings, no heat signatures, and movements far beyond any man-made craft. One sphere stayed close to the ship before plunging straight into the ocean and disappearing. The Pentagon later verified that the footage was genuine, but offered no explanation.
During encounters with the U.S. Navy, there's no question that the Pentagon has censored data to go along with the photos and videos, but none of that information has been leaked or otherwise released, that is, until today.
Sky Fleet. In 2023, residents of Israel witnessed dozens of bright lights slowly crossing the night sky. At the center floated a massive glowing craft, unlike any known aircraft, surrounded by smaller objects flying in tight formation. Observers described it as an escort, as if the larger craft was being guarded. The lights moved in perfect synchronization, then disappeared one by one. The video spread globally, regarded as one of the clearest recordings of a UFO fleet. Whether it was part of a secret test or something else, no explanation has been given for the formation. Soviet secret. In 1968, near Russia's Ural Mountains, locals reported a disc-shaped craft crashing near the village of Versiki. Military vehicles arrived quickly, sealing off the area within hours. Rumors later suggested that the craft, and a small figure believed to be its pilot, were recovered. The event remained hidden under KGB secrecy for decades. After the Soviet Union collapsed, old footage surfaced, showing what appeared to be scientists studying the tiny being. Whether authentic or staged, it reignited the question, how much in old archives was never meant to be seen? Vanished evidence in California. A man reported a strange sight to local authorities, sharing a video he recorded himself. It showed a triangular object hovering quietly, its lights pulsing against the clouds. The moment seemed endless, until the video suddenly froze, and the object vanished entirely. When replayed, the camera had stopped exactly as the craft disappeared. Investigators found no technical faults or interference. The clip left more questions than answers, as though someone or something didn't want the moment captured. Hidden retrieval. During a solo hike to one of the city's highest points, a man noticed a glowing disc silently floating above the landscape. He began filming as the craft descended slightly, releasing a beam that appeared to lift something from the ground. Within seconds, it shot upward, disappearing into the clouds with a streak of light. The man continued recording the empty sky, trying to process what he had seen. The clip ends with nothing but wind and silence, as if the encounter was never meant to be documented. Synchronized orbs. In 2018, a strange formation appeared over Mexico. Dozens of glowing orbs moved smoothly across the night sky, each one perfectly in sync with the others. At first, observers assumed a light show or drone display, but the orb's precise movements suggested something deliberate, as if following an invisible command. Thousands watched in silence as the formation faded into the distance. The viral footage left viewers debating what could have orchestrated such a flawless display above the Earth. Circular craft. While driving through Oxnard, California, a man noticed a circular formation hovering above a neighborhood. He slowed down and began filming. Bright lights formed a perfect ring in the sky, seemingly attached to a massive object hidden behind the glow. The air was still, and no sound came from above. Moments later, the lights dimmed slightly as if the craft was ascending. Shocked, he drove away, realizing no one else around had noticed the object silently hanging above their homes. Hidden triangle. In Curitiba, Brazil, a resident captured footage of what at first looked like a normal drone gliding across the sky. But when the video was zoomed in, the shape became clear. A perfect triangle with glowing edges. It moved with a smoothness no known aircraft could match, hovering briefly before drifting behind a cluster of tall trees. For a few seconds, it disappeared from view, and then it was gone entirely. No trail, no return. Witnesses insisted it wasn't man-made. The camera recorded only silence and empty sky afterward, as if the object had simply vanished. The pull. This footage was hard to believe. A glowing disk hovered silently over a field, while a nearby person seemed to rise into the air, as if lifted by an unseen force. The instant the object appeared aware of the camera, the person was gently lowered back down, and the craft shot away at an impossible speed. Viewers debated whether the footage was real, but the timing and reactions made it difficult to dismiss. If genuine, it could be one of the closest captures of direct contact, suggesting technology far beyond anything known. Red orbs. In July 2023, a dash cam in London recorded something strange. Dozens of glowing red orbs floated silently above the city, completely still and illuminating the skyline without a sound. Drivers pulled over just to watch, unsure if they were witnessing a rare natural event or something else entirely. The orbs hovered for several minutes before disappearing together, leaving behind a faint glowing haze. Authorities called them harmless, but locals were unconvinced. Some believed these weren't random lights, but coordinated crafts, seemingly observing from above, waiting for the right moment to reveal themselves. Antarctic opening.
During a squadron mission in the Transantarctic Mountains, the whole crew saw a whole bunch of silver darting objects, and they are round.
During a mission over the Transantarctic Mountains, a Navy flight crew spotted multiple silver spheres darting across the icy terrain. They moved in formation, circling the same area repeatedly, almost as if scanning something below. Later, while flying over a restricted zone, the crew saw what looked like a massive slanted opening in the ice, roughly 200 feet wide, leading deep underground. Instruments began malfunctioning, and shortly after landing, officials warned the crew to stay silent. Years later, one of them finally spoke out, still convinced that something not of this world lies hidden beneath the ice.
They're going over through the no-fly zone because it's a medical emergency. And what do they see? Like a huge entrance to a cave, but slanted going down. And he said, I think it was at least, Linda, 200 feet in diameter, a big hole in the ice.
Silent triangle. A video from Nevada went viral showing a massive triangular craft hovering silently over the desert. Beside it, a smaller object seemed to guide the larger craft through the clouds. The sight reminded viewers of the rumored TR-3B military aircraft, though others were certain it wasn't human-made. The triangle floated motionless, its edges faintly glowing like a constellation on the move. Moments later, both objects drifted away. Livingstone villagers in Panama were stunned when a glowing meteorite crashed into a nearby field. A young man who found it noticed something unusual. The rock stayed warm and even reacted to touch. When he placed a leaf on it, the leaf seemed to burn without fire. Days later, he posted online that something alive was growing on its surface, a soft, moving form that didn't appear to breathe or rest. After scientists finished testing it, he placed the rock in water during a live stream. It rapidly expanded, splashing violently, and the video abruptly ended. He hasn't posted online since. LaGuardia Light. A passenger flying near LaGuardia Airport noticed a glowing orb hovering quietly above the skyline. Using his phone, he zoomed in and captured a small, round object covered in shifting, multicolored lights. It moved slowly, keeping a consistent distance from the plane. Given the area's security, people doubted it was just a drone. Online speculation suggested it could have been monitoring air traffic or observing the city. Oddly, soon after the footage went viral, the original post vanished from all platforms. To this day, nobody knows who removed it or why. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit like, share your thoughts in the comments, and let us know which sighting caught your attention the most. And don't forget to subscribe for more stories just like this. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.